I just discovered something in the Bible so good I could barely stay in my seat. So the Bible gives us one story about Jesus being a kid. But what if I told you that story has a lot more to do with you than it does with his age? So make sure you're paying attention, because this text can reveal something about yourself that you didn't even know. So in Luke chapter 2, 12-year-old Jesus is with his parents in Jerusalem for the festival of the Passover. Now it says here that after the festival was over, while his parents were returning home, Jesus stayed behind, but his parents were unaware of it. Now watch this. Verse 44 says, thinking he was in their company, they traveled on for a day. Then they began looking for him among relatives and friends, but when they didn't find him, they went back to Jerusalem to look for him. Now this is where it gets good. Notice when they lost Jesus, they were returning to their place of comfort. In other words, they didn't make communication with God a priority since they already knew where they were headed. Now watch this. The text says they went on for a day and were unaware of Jesus not being with them. Now, I'm sure losing a kid is pretty scary, so how did they manage to lose Jesus? The same way you do when you stop making proximity a priority and you desire a destination over devotion. His mother said to him, "Son, why have you treated us like this? We've been anxiously searching for you." Now watch his response. Jesus said, "Why were you searching for me? Didn't you know I was going to be at my Father's house?" Now remember, every time God asks a question, it's not so he can figure out something about you, but that you can figure out something about yourself. So why did Jesus ask that? Because you have to remember Jesus is 12, and these are his parents, so they're closer to him than anyone. So Jesus asked this question to influence a moment of reflection, but not only for his parents, but for us as well. What he's saying is this: you claim you know me so well, but you being anxious about the situation indicates that you do not know me as well as you say you do. Because if you did, you would know that there's nothing to worry about. So I want to tell you this and I'm through. Maybe it's hard for you to hear from God because he's in the last place that you left him after the decision you made without him. And you can go from person to person, but you'll never receive the peace that you're looking for until you return to Jesus.